Today, we're bringing 12 haunting Minnesota legends back to life. Number 1. Hairy Man of Verus Trails. Deep in the woods near Verus, Minnesota, hikers have whispered about a mysterious creature known as the Hairy Man. Described as nearly 8 feet tall, covered in dark hair and with glowing eyes, this beast has been seen darting between trees or silently watching from a distance. The legend stretches back decades, and many locals believe something unknown still roams the trails to this day, especially at dusk when the forest seems to grow eerily quiet. One of the earliest reports came from the 1960s, when a group of teenagers claimed they saw a huge figure running alongside their car late at night. They described its eyes as burning red and its movements as fast and powerful. Others in the area soon reported seeing large footprints, strange claw marks on trees, or hearing growls echoing from deep within the woods, where even animals refused to wander. Over time, some wondered if the creature might be related to Bigfoot, but the Hairy Man of Verus seemed more territorial and aggressive. A few brave campers even said they were chased from their tents by heavy footsteps and deep, rattling howls. Though no clear photos exist, the sightings have continued steadily over the years, always in the same stretch of remote wilderness. Today, hikers on the Verus trails still talk about the legend. Some bring cameras just in case, while others avoid the deeper woods altogether. Whether it's a rare animal, a guardian spirit, or something not yet understood by science, one thing is certain: something strange still walks those trails when the sun dips behind the trees and the wind begins to howl. Number 2. Witches of Lon Lake. Long ago, in the quiet hills near Lon Lake, Minnesota, a chilling story began to take root. Locals whispered about 3 women who were accused of witchcraft in the late 1800s. According to legend, they were driven from town and vanished near the lake's edge. Some believe they were killed and buried in unmarked graves beneath the trees, their names lost to time and fear. Not long after their disappearance, strange things began happening. Farmers found their crops ruined overnight, and animals acted wild for no reason. Children claimed to see ghostly women dancing near the water on moonlit nights, their long dresses fluttering without wind. The lake, once a peaceful spot, became a place people avoided after dark, especially when fog rolled in thick and low over the water. One of the most frightening parts of the legend is the tale of a stone circle deep in the woods near the lake. Some say the witches used it to cast spells, and even today, people find it and feel an overwhelming chill. There are stories of phones losing signal, compasses spinning in circles, and sudden headaches or nausea when standing near the site. Some even say the trees there lean away from the circle, as if trying to escape its power. Even now, the witches of Lon Lake are remembered. Some believe their spirits still protect the land they were cast out from, punishing those who come too close or disrespect the place. It's said that if you hear whispers in the wind or see shadows moving in the trees when no one is there, you may not be alone by the water. And if the moon is full, it's best to stay far from the shore. Number 3. Pepe. On the wide waters of Lake Pepin, a deep natural lake along the Mississippi River, people have spoken for over a century about a strange creature lurking beneath the surface. Known as Pepe, This legendary lake monster is said to have a long, serpentine body, sometimes with humps that ripple through the water like waves. Fishermen and boaters have described seeing a dark shape just beneath their boats, moving too quickly and silently to be a log or fish. The earliest written accounts date back to the 1800s, when riverboat captains noted large disturbances in the water that could not be explained. Native Dakota legends also tell of mysterious water spirits in the lake, creatures that should be respected and feared. While no one has captured Pepe, the stories have become part of the culture along the river, passed down from generation to generation. In the early 2000s, sightings increased again. Tourists reported splashes and sudden waves on calm days, and one couple even claimed to have seen a massive head rise from the water before quickly disappearing. The town of Lake City offered a cash reward for anyone who could prove Pepe's existence with a clear photo or video, though no one has yet claimed the prize. To this day, many who visit Lake Pepin keep an eye on the water, hoping to catch a glimpse of the legendary creature. Whether it's an unknown animal, a trick of the waves, or a spirit from older times, Pepe remains one of Minnesota's most talked about mysteries, and a reminder that even in the calmest places, something wild may be hiding just below the surface. Number 4. Little People of Pipestone. In the quiet hills near Pipestone National Monument, a legend older than the state itself still lingers. The Dakota and other native tribes speak of the Little People, small, spirit-like beings who are said to live among the sacred red stone quarries. These mysterious figures are rarely seen, but their presence is often felt. They are known to protect the land, especially the red pipestone used by generations of native people to make ceremonial pipes. Stories of the Little People have been told for centuries. Elders say they appear only to those who show deep respect for the land and its traditions. They are said to be no more than 3 feet tall, with old, wise faces and clothing made from bark and moss. If angered, they may cause mischief. Tools go missing, strange noises echo through the quarry, or travelers suddenly feel watched from the trees. Park rangers and visitors alike have quietly shared experiences they cannot explain. Some report hearing laughter or singing with no one around, while others describe seeing small footprints near untouched sections of the quarry. Despite these encounters, the Little People are not considered evil. Instead, they're guardians, protectors of a sacred place, keeping balance between the spiritual and physical worlds. To this day, native tribes continue to honor the Little People in ceremony and story. Even visitors who know little of the legend often say there's something unusual, something powerful in the quiet air of Pipestone. The legend reminds us that not all protectors are tall and strong. Some are quiet, ancient, and still very much alive in the places where history breathes through the stones. Number 5. Minnesota Iceman. In the 1960s, a mysterious creature began making headlines across the Midwest. Known as the Minnesota Iceman, it was said to be a large, hairy, ape-like figure, frozen in a block of ice and displayed at carnivals and fairs. People claimed it had a human-like face, long arms, and wide feet, something between man and beast. Its lifeless body, frozen and glassy-eyed, left many stunned and wondering what exactly they were looking at. The creature was introduced by a man named Frank Hansen, who claimed he found the body while traveling through Siberia or, in some versions, northern Minnesota. As curious crowds gathered to see the frozen figure, scientists began to take notice. Some cryptozoologists believed it might be real, a new species, or even a missing link between humans and ancient primates. Hanssen's story changed many times, which only added to the mystery. He once said it was a model, then claimed the real body had been taken away. But those who saw the Iceman in person described strange smells coming from the ice and details that seemed too real to be fake. Some said they could see blood frozen into the hair and signs of trauma to the head. Eventually, the Iceman disappeared from public view, but for decades, it remained one of the most talked about cryptid cases in the country. Today, a version of the Iceman can still be seen in the Museum of the Weird in Texas, though many wonder if the real one ever existed, or if it's still hidden somewhere in the deep, cold forests of Minnesota. Number 6. The Loveorn Maid, Greycloud Mansion. In the heart of St. Paul stands the Greycloud Mansion, one of Minnesota's most haunted buildings. Built in the 1880s, the towering stone home has had many owners, but it's the ghost stories that have truly given it a name. Among these is the tale of the Loveorn Maid, a quiet spirit said to roam the halls and upper floors of the mansion in sorrowful silence. According to legend, she was a housemaid in the early 1900s, working for one of the mansion's wealthy families. It's said she fell in love with someone she could never be with, perhaps a member of the family, or someone who left her behind. Heartbroken and alone, she took her own life in one of the upper rooms, and from that moment, the mansion was never quite the same. Over the years, guests and residents have reported seeing a woman in old-fashioned clothes standing at the top of the staircase or staring out windows that overlook the garden. Some have heard weeping at night, or footsteps pacing back and forth when no one else was home. A few even felt cold air rush by as if someone invisible had just walked past. Today, the Greycloud Mansion stands as a reminder of St. Paul's past, and of a love story that ended too soon. While the building is mostly quiet now, some believe the maid still waits, hoping to find peace. Whether you're a believer or a skeptic, one thing is certain: the legend of the Loveorn Maid continues to haunt Minnesota's capital city with its quiet, lingering sorrow. Number 7. Minnesota Dogman. Deep in the northern woods of Minnesota, tales have spread for decades about a terrifying creature known as the Minnesota Dogman. Witnesses describe it as a large wolf-like beast that walks upright on two legs, with glowing eyes and long, sharp claws. Unlike a regular wolf, this one stands nearly 7 feet tall, and it has a strange, human-like intelligence that leaves people uneasy long after they spot it. One of the most well-known sightings happened near the town of Roseau in the late 1980s, when a group of teenagers claimed to see the creature cross the road in just 2 long strides. Hunters have reported hearing growls that sound too deep for a bear, and some even found tracks too big and spaced too far apart to belong to any normal animal. In most stories, the Dogman appears briefly, stares directly at the person, then vanishes into the trees. Some believe the Dogman has roots in Native American stories of shapeshifters, spirits or creatures that take animal form to protect or warn people. Others think it's a cryptid, something science hasn't identified yet, living in the deepest parts of the forest. Whether it's real or imagined, the fear it brings is very real for those who claim to have seen it. Even today, reports still trickle in, mostly from remote areas near the Canadian border. People continue to describe the same chilling details: its long limbs, its upright stance, and those eerie glowing eyes. The legend of the Minnesota Dogman lives on, reminding everyone that something wild might still be watching from the shadows of the pines. Number 8. Glensheen Mansion Ghosts. Perched on the edge of Lake Superior in Duluth, the Glensheen Mansion is both beautiful and mysterious. Built in the early 1900s by the wealthy Congdon family, the mansion has seen great fortune and deep tragedy. In 1977, the estate became the scene of a shocking double murder that left 2 members of the family dead. Since then, many believe their spirits never left. Visitors and staff have reported strange happenings throughout the mansion. Lights flicker for no reason, doors open and close by themselves, and cold spots appear in rooms where the temperature should be steady. Some people claim to see a woman dressed in old-fashioned clothes walking silently down the halls. Others hear footsteps late at night when no one else is around. One of the most talked about spirits is said to be Elizabeth Congdon, the woman who was killed in the mansion. Many believe she lingers in the home she loved so much, trying to find peace after the violent end she suffered. Some even say they felt her presence while walking past her favorite sitting room or near the grand staircase. Today, the Glensheen Mansion is open for tours, and thousands visit each year. While many come for the history and beauty of the place, others are drawn by the mystery. With so many stories and eerie encounters, the mansion remains one of Minnesota's most famous haunted landmarks, where the past seems just a breath away from the present. Number 9. Thunderhorse. Long before modern towns filled the landscape of Minnesota, the Dakota people told stories of a mighty creature known as the Thunderhorse. Said to soar through the skies during fierce storms, this giant winged horse was a spirit of power and protection. With every beat of its wings, thunder cracked across the sky, and lightning danced wherever its hooves struck the clouds. Some legends describe the Thunderhorse as glowing with bright colors, its mane crackling with electricity as it galloped through the heavens. It was not a beast to be feared, but one to be respected, an ancient force of nature tied to the rhythms of the earth. Elders told stories around the fire of how the Thunderhorse would appear during great changes or warnings, watching over the land below. Over time, settlers near the prairies and river valleys of Minnesota began to report strange sights in the sky during summer storms. Some spoke of flashes shaped like a horse. Others heard what sounded like hooves above the thunder. Though science explained away the storms, the stories stayed strong in the region, blending native traditions with local frontier folklore. Today, the legend of the Thunderhorse still echoes in stories told around campfires and cultural gatherings. Some say the spirit horse still rides above the clouds, protecting the land and reminding people to honor the forces of nature. Number 10. Greycloud Island's Ghostly Truck. Just outside of St. Paul lies Greycloud Island, a quiet place with a dark secret. For years, locals have whispered about a mysterious black truck that appears out of nowhere to chase visitors off the island's lonely roads. With headlights that glow like eyes and an engine that roars out of the silence, this ghostly vehicle has become the island's most chilling legend. People who visited after dark tell similar stories. A peaceful drive interrupted by the sudden appearance of a pickup that seems to come from thin air. No license plate, no driver, just a feeling of dread as it races up behind them, tailgates for a few seconds, then vanishes before their eyes. Some believe it's tied to the spirits said to haunt the island's cemeteries and woods. Greycloud Island has long had a spooky reputation. It's home to old burial grounds and was once the site of sacred land used by native communities. Over the years, strange lights, ghostly figures, and eerie sounds have been reported, but nothing unsettles people quite like the truck that seems to guard the area's secrets. Even today, teenagers dare each other to drive the roads at night, hoping and fearing they might see the phantom truck for themselves. Whether it's a warning spirit, a restless soul, or something else entirely, the legend of the ghostly vehicle keeps the island shrouded in mystery, especially once the sun goes down. Number 11. Wendigo. Deep in the cold forests of northern Minnesota, a terrifying creature from Native American legend is said to roam, the Wendigo. In Ojibwe and Cree traditions, the Wendigo is a spirit of hunger and winter. It's described as a tall, thin monster with glowing eyes, sharp claws, and a heart full of ice. It was once human, they say, but turned into a beast by greed and the act of cannibalism. Long ago, during harsh winters, food could be scarce in the north woods. The legend served as a warning. If someone ever gave in to hunger and harmed others to survive, they risked becoming a Wendigo themselves, forever cursed to wander the woods in search of human flesh. Its howl was said to chill the bones, and its presence brought fear even in the stillest of nights. Over time, sightings of the Wendigo crept into logging camps and frontier towns. Men claimed to hear cries in the snow or see shapes just beyond the tree line. In the late 1800s, stories from northern Minnesota and Canada told of strange behavior and violence that people blamed on Wendigo spirits. Some cases even made it to courtrooms, adding a chilling layer of truth to the ancient legend. Today, the Wendigo remains one of Minnesota's most frightening myths. It reminds people of the dangers of isolation, greed, and the power of folklore to guide choices in the toughest of times. Whether you believe it's a spirit, a warning, or a shadow in the woods, the legend of the Wendigo still haunts the land when the snow falls deep. Number 12. John Moshchik, Minneapolis City Hall. At the heart of Minneapolis, City Hall stands tall with its clock tower and grand stone walls, but beneath its floors, a darker story lingers. In 1898, a man named John Moshchik was hanged in the building's basement, the only execution ever carried out inside City Hall. Ever since, people say his spirit never truly left. Moshchik was convicted of murder, and his hanging was a public event, but it didn't go as planned. Witnesses say the noose didn't work correctly, and the execution was slow and painful. The haunting began not long after. Workers and visitors reported footsteps in empty hallways, cold drafts from nowhere, and whispers echoing through locked rooms. One of the most famous tales is that of the elevator that runs on its own, stopping at the basement without being called. Some say they've seen a shadowy figure standing near the spot where Moshchik died. Others report a heavy, uncomfortable feeling whenever they descend the stairs alone. Though the area is no longer open to the public, the stories have not stopped. More than a century later, John Moshchik's ghost is still blamed for the strange happenings inside City Hall. Whether he's seeking justice or simply trapped where his life ended, his presence has become part of the building's history and one of the most unsettling legends in all of Minnesota. If you enjoyed the video, please click the like button, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one.